A man would do nothing if he waited long enough that he could do it so well that no one would find fault in it.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
Let us have a quick look at our situational map. We have burned down entirety of Arabia Magna, thereby eliminating the Lakhmids. We have also eliminated the Tanukids. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. We have captured the strategic city of Tosp, which is going to now serve as a magnet for the entire Sassanid Empire. So let them come, and today they are going to come for us. They are going to throw at us everything, including a whole kitchen sink. So this is the magnificent city of Tosp, which we have grown to love and cherish. We have returned here several times. We have captured the city early on, and we are going to use it against the Sassanids. So let's go. So we have put the barricades in front facing the enemy because we need to make distance as much as possible to hold against the enemy. So this is the town garrison. Beautiful Roman guys. Look at that general. Man, look at that chin. I'm in love with that chin. I would vote for that chin. And that guy means business. Whoa. If I'm the Sassanids, I would be worried. Anyways, we will have people on the barricade, and we are going to switch them over as soon as their ammunition is going to be and our cavalry is going to be hidden in this little bunch of bushes. In the vast majority of the enemy which is coming in, the most dangerous are going to be these mercenary Kurdish archers. Yeah, be afraid, be very afraid. About 7 crossbows. So these are crossbows on horses, and they fire armor-piercing shot. Again, as per usual, they have brought in their Severan cavalry also, which fire normal bows, but they are pretty dangerous. Lastly, their archers. Remember, Sassanids, Persians, always they will bring a preponderance of archers, different kinds of archers. Let's go. So the first army is going to come forward. Now there is a little bit of a time that we will have before the second and the third army comes in. So we will have to be careful about this. And as the proxies move forward, we will start opening fire, but we'll have to make sure we fire at high value targets only. So not the pagan bands, will fire on the Armenian spears more than the pagan bands. So we'll have to control. And the two mobile archers and the normal foot archers are going to start moving towards entry point 2. That is when we are going to attack them with our cavalry. So we will have to use our cavalry very, very early on. And this is a hit and run. We cannot linger over here. And as soon as we make this mobile cavalry and their this mobile projectiles and their normal projectiles run, we are going to start chasing, and our cavalry has to leave because we are not going to linger. At this point, our infantry is getting tired. We are running low on ammunition, and still a large amount of the fight has to continue. The second army will probably go towards the barricade, where we will open fire, destroy that infantry which is coming in, and the two kings are going to linger back. We are not going to go for them because our cavalry is not strong enough. They are just simply going to chase. We are going to engage, so there will be a huge blob which is going to form on either side of our stronghold. Our king is going to probably get thrown into the fight today, because today everybody fights, son. There is nobody who is not going to fight. We will wait for them. Let them all come in. Let their mobile projectiles and the foot projectiles of the second army come in. Let them come. Let them taste victory while our line cracks and it buckles and it is moving forward. Our boys are exhausted. They have thrown in the kitchen sink. We have exhausted our projectiles. That's when we activate our trap. Their entire army is all in, and this is what we have been waiting for. Our cavalry is now free. We are going to wheel around. It's going to now come back towards the city. We have been firing and thinning out their archers, which will now begin to run. The barricade is now free. Probably the barricade is going to break. We'll have to see. And now we will send our cavalry not to hammer and anvil anything, because we will not survive against their generals. They are going to chase and catch up with the troops which are fleeing. That is how tough this fight is going to be. Our cavalry is not going to play a role until the very beginning. Only in the very beginning they shall play a role. And now the final trap. Our hidden asset, which is our infantry, is now going to do a whole twist, and it is going to slam into their infantry which has been blobbed up for those long. We could not do this earlier because their projectiles would have shredded us, and their kings could have come around and hit us. We will engage them once their kings are engaged, and then we are going to swing around, hit the main infantry on the side, and hopefully we try and get most of them. This is what is going to be the plan. This is going to be a tough fight, guys, and today this is the toughest fight that the Sassanids are going to throw at us. The entire kitchen set, the whole kitchen set. Once you see the battlefield, you will see that the entire horizon is going to be covered with Sassanid troops. Let's get right into it, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my Heaven Shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the hero city of Tosp. 3 armies. The third army is the smallest one, but it has got a full regiment of mercenary Kurdish archers. This one has got a lot of Persian bows, and the first army is the one which comes with the Severan crossbows, something we have to be very careful getting into. Let's do the deployment as we planned. Barricade facing the enemy, and everybody has to throw their projectiles, so each and every one of those people have to remain alive, and that's what they have to do, throw their projectiles. So we are going to mount the cohorts also on the legios and the cohorts on the mounts, on the barricades, and when needed on the ramparts, and they are going to give their projectiles very slow in a very controlled manner. And the way we are going to do it is that we are going to ensure that they fire at the very last moment. So that's very important, that fire at will shall be turned off, and we are going to turn it on one at a time. We have got 2 very weak horses. Both can do guerrilla deployment, so we will have them a little bit out of our boundaries. So here we go. We turn off the fire at will, and we are going to put our anti-infantry, so that's our legio and cohort as group 3, projectiles group 2, cavalry group 1. And yeah, so we'll have to go and find places to hide very early on, because yeah, our cavalry will not be able to fight 2 to 2. Forget about that. Let's make sure that our Limitani border guards go ahead and block this only entrance right now. So this is the most important entrance, and we are going to do a stationary testudo over here. This is the center, and on our left flank we shall have 1 unit of Limitani border guards also holding. And let's go. The enemy has a lot of reinforcements, but okay, let's stick to the plan. We are going to go ahead and use our cavalry in the beginning. We don't have the luxury of waiting. In the planning, I did not put the mercenary onagers in the map, because yeah, they don't contribute anything to the thing, and we are going to be able to get them quite early. Even for my cavalry, I turn off the fire at will, because I will have to use their few projectiles. Each one of them has 1 projectile, and I'll have to use that at the very last one. The way I do it is that I make sure that I cross the path of the mercenary onager, and then I turn, so that I'm orthogonal to the path of firing, and then I can come in from the blind side of the mercenary. So onager, there we go. So here goes our scout equities. They did not get somebody, they did fire a shot, and here I will have to let go of this charge because something very juicy has come nearby, which is the Persian mercenary, Persian bowmen, mounted bowmen. And check the orientation, guys. They are oriented in such a way that they're facing the city, so they won't be able to run away into the fields. So that is why I'm corralling. I'm trying to move my scout equities. I forgot about their mercenary onagers for a bit, so that I can corral them and then make a blob and then attack them all in one go. So their mercenary Persian bows are a bit overconfident. They're coming into a fight with our melee cavalry, which is, I think, pretty dumb. Meanwhile, our Persian mercenary scouts, they are going to do the charge on the other one. We have fired. We have chosen a fire shot for them. They're coming in full speed. Let's go in. And here they come, and something bad is going to happen in that I see that infantry is swarming over here. So I have to pull this charge off right now. That was unplanned. Meanwhile, a lot of their cavalry is coming in, and my scout equities has to run. They were also losing the fight. I don't know how you lose being a melee cav against a what do you call this? A projectile cavalry. So yeah, on legendary difficulty, the AI is going to cheat big time. They get so many buffs, they get so many advantages that 1-1 you will not win, 2-1 you will not win. But that's why we have to be. That's why it's enjoyable also. Meanwhile, we'll have to push through. Our cavalry did not do the job that we planned for them to do. But we'll have to hide our cavalry at this point. They still have a lot of work ahead of them. And they cannot take out this mobile projectile at the current situation because their melee cav has come forward. And Persian melee cav is not something to be joked about. Okay? So at this time, our first phase of the fight has actually failed. But we'll have to live with it. There is nothing that we can do. But since a lot of their Persian mounted bows are already coming into the fight, I'm going to mount some slingers onto the ramparts and fire so that they can do the job that our cavalry was supposed to do. And these guys are going to melt them, hopefully. Half strength Persian bowmen, they're not going to last too long. So I'm mounting as quickly as possible my slingers, and of course everything is fired, will is off, and over here these cohorts have an excellent chance. They are going to now open fire, and we're going to fire on this cataphracts which are coming in, walking slowly, jaunting across the city. They cannot move very fast or inside the city, and that's what exactly I want to take advantage of. And of course their general is also coming in, so I'm being spoiled for choice, unfortunately, at this point. This cohort is more or less done firing. Our limitary border guards are going to get into stationary testudos, something which I should have done long ago, but okay. The reason that Persian bowmen and Savaran crossbowmen are very dangerous troops is that they fire armor-piercing shots. So let's talk a little bit about damage, arrow damage in Attila. So arrow damage in Attila, when you're firing, say, there are three kinds of arrows. There's the normal arrow, the heavy shot, and the fire shot. I'm not going to take the whistling shot because that's a whole different mechanism. That doesn't do damage. That does morale damage. That's different. But if we look at normal shot, suppose it has got 30 normal shot damage and 0 armor piercing. So if you have low armored troops, so units which are just wearing cotton shoes, then you will transfer that entire 30 damage onto the particular unit. But if you're firing at a heavily armored troop, for example a limitary border guard which is in a stationary testudo, and you fire with that standard shot, you are going to transfer nothing of that. And what is going to happen is that nothing is going to happen to the limitary border guard in a stationary testudo if you fire a shot. What you want to do is fire armor piercing shot. So suppose it has got 30 armor piercing shot, then 30 armor piercing shot is going to get transferred to a heavily armored troop. If you are having a normal armored troop, none of that is going through. So you're wasting your shots when you're doing a heavy armored shot at a lightly armored cotton shirt wearing unit. But you are doing the best when you're firing at a heavily armored troop. So you want to look at the armor value, understand whether that is a heavily armored unit or not, and then go and fire. Now lastly is fire shot, and fire shot gives its entire damage only to cavalry. So cavalry troops, when they are going to get hit by fire shot, are going to get the entire brunt of that attack. Land troops, which are walking troops on 2 feet, no, but our 4-feeted friends, our beautiful horses, shall be getting that fire shot. So I'm trying. So that's how I choose what shot I need to do. So that's pro advice right here. Make sure you understand what type of shot has to be given at what condition. And of course, lastly comes whistling shot, which almost gives no damage. It's like 1 damage, but yeah, you're never going to kill somebody with 1 damage. You are going to only give minus 14 morale, which is quite large. Like if we look at this Persian mercenary hurlers right now on the screen, their morale is 53. So if I take away 14 from that, that's not much. They're down to 39ish. They are still going to be in the fight, but they shan't be in the fight if their general is dead, their friends are routing, and now you go to whistle shot, minus 14 morale. That's a lot. They are going to fight. What I also do is that I put in fire shot and whistle shot alternately. So fire shot won't give that much damage to foot people, as I said, but they are going to give minus 9 morale, and that minus 9 morale plus the minus 14 from the whistle shot is enough to make most people run. So unless you have disciplined troops which don't run under any condition, that is a very good combo of taking out and making sure units run. So as now you can see, my cavalry has thinned out quite a lot, but I am now going to use them to go ahead and take out whatever units are running on. I'm not going to enter the city because look in the distance, the entire kitchen sink is going to be thrown at us. They are coming for us, boys, and we just have to be patient and we have to conserve our ammo. Around 20% of our cohort ammunition is gone, but that is something that we will have to give away, unfortunately. So right now my slingers are still firing at the mounted Persian mercenary bowmen because I do want those guys to go. Luckily nobody is coming towards our barricades, so then we don't have to waste our ammunition. Our general is getting fired on by the Persian mercenary Severan cavalry, so that's that very dangerous unit, but you can see that guy is wavering, so that's good. We are using fire shot and slingshots. That guy is not going to stand. Those crossbows, take them home. Go back to Persia. Have some sharbat. Don't come back. Just leave. Meanwhile, we are going to... So our slingers are done firing. There is a unit of bowmen standing near the barricades. They are not going to do anything. So I'm going to put my... one unit of Levis Amature over there, but I'm going to make sure he doesn't fire. The general is beginning to run because I have been firing fire shot at him. Meanwhile, our mercenary Persian bowman is just going to move to the side so that he can fire a few of his shots, because that guy comes with a little bit of ammunition. Meanwhile, our left flank is holding very well, and you can see the entire kitchen sink in the far distance. They are still coming. And this is a little bit of time that we have. We have to kill their general. The general is not dying, unfortunately. I'm trying my level best. The biggest blob is in the center right now, but they will form additional blobs also. Their archers are continuously firing, and I'm not happy with that. So their archers can fire at my general, they can also fire at my central Limitani, and also the Limitanis which have their backs turned up towards them. So I think I will encourage them to run away a little bit by firing with my slingers. It's a bit of a waste. I don't like to do that, but okay. can't be helped. I'm going to go after this mercenary Severan cataphract so that I don't have to bother about this anymore. So I'm going to send one of my scout equities half strength after them. Maybe they catch them, maybe they don't. We'll see. Meanwhile, a slinger which is run out of ammunition is going to mount the barricade. In case that bowman breaks that barricade, then we'll just fight. It will be two incompetent units fighting each other. It's Gork and Mork fighting. I don't care about that. Let's hope that too much does not come towards the barricade once it's mounted. That's very important. Now, they're Persian bowmen, so those are foot projectiles. Those guys are more or less beginning to crack because our slingers have been working on them for quite a long time. Right, we have got... Now I think we'll have to fire a lot less because, yeah, I'm going to move my archers from the ramparts because if I start wasting, it's very tempting to waste projectiles at this stage. So I'm going to get my slingers down too from the ramparts, make sure that they don't fire, and then we'll just wait because their general is very close to dying, might just be, you know, persuaded to die on his own out of old age or something. Meanwhile, we have gotten their crossbow cavalry has been eliminated because we have made sure that there are less than 10 of them remaining in that unit. So we'll bring our cavalry around and we'll try to donate the cavalry projectiles onto the infantry which is coming in. They're coming in towards the center through entry point 2, and probably, let's see, maybe they will go for the center, maybe they will go around to our left flank, I don't know. Let's try to persuade these cavalry archers, these cataphracts from fighting for too long. Let's make sure they go away. It's a bit of a waste, I think, I agree. But yeah, I don't want this guy to come around and give a bit of a charge because, as I said, the enemy always gets a lot of advantages. Even if it has got a few people, they are still able to do quite devastating charges. So... Alright, that guy runs away. Great, I took my infantry, archers off of the rampart so that I don't fire. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to move my cavalry towards the city so that they can fire on this massive blob which is formed in the center. I'm seeing that their cavalry, their infantry which is coming in is trying to go towards our left flank. So that's why I'm going to prepare a little bit of a welcoming committee, a little bit of a V-shaped formation so that my cohorts can throw their projectiles onto them on their side while my Limitani holds them on the left flank. Meanwhile, our cavalry is moving towards the city. I am not going to do a hammer and anvil. Maybe, let's see. Let's see what the situation demands. Their stupid archers are still around. I don't like this at all. But hopefully, yeah, their general is running away, so I'm going to open my cohort to fire the cohorts which is on the ramparts because those guys can fire very nearby, so they won't fire at the bowmen and probably they are going to fire at the general. Let's go into the perspective of our cavalry. Our cavalry is now going to start to seek out their general because this guy has been in the fight way too long. I cannot waste any more ammunition, so we'll have to do a charge, and at this point it is possible that if the general dies and we have managed to do a successful hammer and anvil, then this entire group might begin running. So I'm going to encourage them a little bit by firing one volley of fire shot onto this one Severan cataphract. So there goes our fire shot. Look at that. Look at those arrows come in, boys. And hopefully we get their general. The cavalry is all in. They are getting fired at by their Persian bows. But hopefully we will be able to make a route. Because at this point we cannot go for two particular directions. We'll have to ensure a route over here. And I think I'm beginning to see a route. Yes. Yeah, we're getting them, boys. We're getting them. This central blob, our center has held, and then we have made their general is beginning to run. So I will open fire on their general, because if that guy runs away intact, that will be a disaster, because if he runs away, then it's very difficult to catch him, because he's also a cavalry unit, and probably he'll run towards the area where there are fresh troops coming in, so our cavalry won't even be able to go ahead and catch them over there. So I'm sending my archers to shoot, and we'll now at this point have to pull back our cavalry, because our cavalry has begun to lose, because the center has more or less wheeled around and it is facing our own cavalry. So this is not the best charge, and we'll have to get out there. We got their general. We got their general. We got him, boys. We got him. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Now the entire first army is going to run. The first army is going to run, and now the guys who are coming in are also going to be wavering. As you can see, those people who are coming into the center. But my first aim is to get my cavalry out and then engage in shenanigans, because I will need to go to whistling shot shenanigans. Let's prepare our left flank for welcoming all of these Sassanid boys who are coming in onto our left flank, and I will make sure that we can go to whistling shot. We're going to mount another range of cohorts. This would be a good time to mount some slingers, the slingers with the least amount of shot, but okay, we'll have to do it one at a time. Let's first finish off all of our cohorts ammunition, and then we will be able to go ahead and use up the other ammunition. I did not go to whistling shot with that particular unit of Sagittaria because it had activated precision shot, and as I said, when you fire whistling shot you don't do any damage. So if you go to whistling to precision shot, you do 50% more damage, but 50% more of 0 is still 0. So yeah, if you go to precision shot, then you gain nothing while you're doing what do you call that, precision shot while you're doing whistling shot. So you want to basically just continue firing normally and just kill the troops which are coming in, because the point is that you don't want you want them to basically go away from the battlefield, and more of them that go away, more their morale is going to be affected. So that's why I didn't go to this section. Big stream. A lot of things on the flight that you will have to do while. So right now our cohorts have done their donation, and now both of these cohorts are going to go in. Our left flank is going to get a lot of pressure. Their mounted Persian bows are also in, and now our cavalry, which is going and hiding in the bushes because I was scared about their cavalry coming out going after our cavalry, is now going to go and start chasing down units. So we will now have to ensure that we get most of these people. Our cavalry is in no position to intervene. As we said, the first thing that it had to go ahead and do was to go ahead and take out their mobile projectiles, but as you saw, that was a big problem. Meanwhile, we are now going to fire in an arch, so that's why we are going to put our slingers on the ramparts, and we are going to put our archers behind obstacles so that they don't visually directly see the enemy and they fire over the obstacles into their heads. We're going to go to fire shot because I do want to take out their all of their mobile projectiles, so their Persian mounted bowmen, which are very dangerous troops. Meanwhile, our general is now going towards the entry point 6, which is the last entry point all the way towards the end over there. So he is going to try, and also I'm going to move another cohort over there, because our center and our center and our left flank is holding quite well. So now we have to scrape together basically a tactical reserve. So a tactical reserve is what we are going to go for, and meanwhile our archers are going to thin out their mobile projectiles so that we are able to use our tactical reserve in a good manner. So our general is moving up, and maybe one cohort will be there, maybe two cohorts. I'll see what to do. We are continuing the mop up. I shan't be going after the cavalry because yeah, I don't think we'll be able to catch up. I don't think we'll be able to catch up. There we go. We have now activated the trap. The Levis Amateur, which can only fire in a parabola parallel to the ground, they can't fire in an arch, have now come behind this gigantic blob which is formed on our left flank. Meanwhile, our cohorts are going to defend so that no archers suddenly come, no mobile archers suddenly come and charge them, because they have a bunch of horse archers. Meanwhile, I'm also doing this mop-up, and I'll have to make sure that I get as many infantry troops as possible. I'm taking out the mercenary onagers, pagan bands, whatever we can. It's gotta catch them all, boys. Our mercenary person scout has already caught up 200 people. The entire people from the central has already run, so the center is more or less free, and all they have are people on the left flank, and it is quite dangerous because our left flank is buckling quite a lot, and we cannot send our cohorts to attack the left flank because our Levis Amateur are firing. Our Levis Amateur is firing point blank on their back. So I'm going to now go ahead and make the cohorts form a defensive line for our Levis Amateur, and our Levis Amateur is unable to fire because it's slightly out of position. I am now going to send out slingers and whoever I can after their bowmen so that they can be triggered, so that they use up their ability to run away. What is it called? The skirmish ability. So they keep moving away from me, and meanwhile our Levis Amateur has begun to work on the blob on the center. So our center is the one which took up quite a lot of people. We lost a lot of people on the center and now on the left flank also. That is why we are losing quite a lot of our cohorts. And meanwhile our boys have come and formed a nice screen for our Levis Amateur to work in peace. And meanwhile we are going to now go into stationary testudo, which is a bit difficult because they are a bit out of position. I'm trying to form the stationary testudo. There we go. Let's try to form the stationary testudo because they are killing off quite a lot of them. Meanwhile, we'll keep on mopping up. Somebody is running. It's okay. Our general is gone towards a barricade just to help out our incompetent archers. Meanwhile, our trap has more or less successfully worked. Our Levis Amateur continues to fire. Has killed 76 people. I do expect more people to actually be killed. And here, our archers got into the melee a little bit. So this is a bit of a loss because they were trying to fire on these mounted Persian bows, and then these mounted Persian bows ran away, and then they had to close a little bit, and then we got into melee and we lost a few people. And at this stage, if we look at the greater strategic picture, each one of our projectile units are worth their weight in gold because we cannot hire any mobile projectiles throughout the empire because we don't have any barracks or anything. We have one barracks in this city of Amida, but yeah, that one is just allowing us to train cohorts. Our Levis Amateur are still more or less firing. We are going to fire on their general because yeah, we need to crack this. Their bowmen which are done firing have now come into melee with our infantry. Yeah, that's going to do nothing. So this is why I moved 2 cohorts so that one of them can fight and the other one can more or less just hold a stationary testudo, and we can basically just go ahead and deal with them as and when they come in. Our left flank is more or less cracked, so I think I'll have to move my general back because my general was the only one who was going and fighting. So we will have to throw in the kitchen sink on our side. We're going to throw in our Levis Amateur. We are going to throw in our last remaining cohort. Our entire left flank got cracked, which I think was tough. That was tough. Because our center, we didn't have that much of a loss. We just had lost one Limitani border guard in the center, but on the left flank we lost quite a lot. Meanwhile, our boys are coming in. They're coming in. Come back. Okay, We're still winning. We still got this. We have got more people than they know what to do. We are going to send now our useless projectile units which are done firing. They are now going to be sent out to capture troops, because we don't have any options. One of our cavalry already ran away, so we'll just have to do with one cavalry, and we'll just have to send out everybody to run and somehow just hope that we can get a victory, because right now we are almost done. We don't have any cohorts on the left flank from the original one that we had. Meanwhile, our cohorts which are on the left flank forming the screening wall, that one is continuously getting thinned out by this Persian mounted bowman, which is doing quite a lot of damage. But I think we are folding them. On the left flank we have hit them from the back, and yeah, I think we have this in the bag right now. There's nothing we can hope to do other than just wait for this particular unit to run out of ammunition, because yeah, this is really a painful unit, and it's killed a lot of my boys over here. Meanwhile, our general is now coming back to give hope to the left flank, and our slingers are now going to be sent out against their troops to encourage them to run away. Because remember, whenever you have Persian bowmen, they can actually fight. So their bowmen, they can fight. So don't underestimate the bowmen. Whether they are mounted or they are on foot, those bowmen can pretty much even take charges from cavalry and then come out laughing and then take your cavalry out. I mean, look at this. Our cohorts are losing to their bowmen right there, which makes no sense. But yeah, it makes sense in legendary difficulty. This is Total War. So I'm continuing to keep an eye out on what our cavalry is doing, and I'm making sure that they get out as many troops as possible. Meanwhile, I am going to have to fire point blank at their general, because their general is not budging, and I'm going to go to fire shot, and I'm going to fire into this large blob. I know I have people over there who are wavering, but yeah, nothing I can do about it. I will have to kill the general. The general is over here somewhere. The last general, the guy who came with a full contingent of mercenary Kurdish archers, which is a very, very dangerous troop. I mean, we are getting most of them, and yet they are just getting magically a lot of units. But early on, Sassanid Empire is very tough. It is a tough one. It's a tough empire, and we have to fight them from turn one. So that's why it's really hard, and yeah, that's why we enjoy it. I can kind of see their general. It's that little horse on the front, I think. Yeah, whatever. Right, I mean, look at this one unit of mounted Persian bows. They started firing on our stationary testudo cohorts, and then they took out half of them. Their Persian bows are more or less killing off our cohorts. Really, I have my head in my hands right now. I'm shaking it if you could see it. Meanwhile, our cavalry is still going. Our idiot archers are running behind them. I'm mopping up pagan bands because yeah, I don't want these guys to come back with this gigantic. There we got it, boys. We got them. Oh man, this was tough. So first army, only pagan bands got away. Second army, pagan bands and a few of their mounted bows also got away. Couldn't get to them. At least we got that Persian Kurdish archers, that mercenary Kurdish archers. That is a particular pain unit. They brought in 4,456 people, and 1,250 are going to leave. They lost 3,200 people while we lost 902 people. That is why, guys, you have to master how to fight inside cities. Cities are armies. Whenever you are fighting both the Roman empires, you have got cities, and they are armies. Go back and lick your wounds. Get out of here.
Ready for orders.
Turn is going to continue. They get pushed back. They are pushing far more troops towards Arbela. They're returning back with their wounded troops. Huns do nothing. White Huns, probably they're screwing the Sassanids up pretty good. Western Roman Empire. Yeah, well, I'm not worried about the Western Roman Empire per se, because yeah, they can't do anything to us. But I'm worried that they might send one sneaky army, a large army, and then hit us. And yeah, we can't lose a single battle. There we go. See, they're moving towards this province in Greece. All right, we'll have to do something about that. Gepids were yes, both armies of the Gepids come in to attack us at Marcianopolis, and it's okay. We'll get them. This is exactly what I want. Right. Thank you for the views, and I'll see you guys in the next time. This has been the Strategic Indian signing out.